Okay, this is part 2. We're going to call this part 2. I forgot I had set an alarm because I have a reading to do, and it turned the reading off, the video off. So I'm going to finish this reading. Like I said, this is part 2, general reading for the time of the eclipses during June and July 2020. Okay, we were on a roll and all of a sudden they turned it off. So even if there's occasion for joy, do not be seduced into mindless joyness. Okay, do it for a good reason. If you want to have things because you've never had it and you feel like you need to prove something to yourself or your friends or your co-workers or your family, it's not the right reason. So you might be working your butt off, or you might be working so hard to gather, to obtain things that won't matter in a few years to anybody. And you may end up regretting why it was so important at the time for you to have. So do it for the right reasons, and all will go well. The next rune, because like I said, I want to finish this, guys. Capricorn gave me hell. And I'm not going to do this. I'm going to surpass this no matter what. I'm going to finish this reading, darn it. So this one is wholeness again. Oh my God. This is the rune of wholeness. I don't know if y'all can see right here. This rune right here means the same thing that this card means. Wholeness. How extraordinary is that? I love it when everything just wraps around itself and each other, and we can just bring everything together, because then I know I'm on track, and I know God, the angels, the spirits that are good and clean and of the light are talking to us. Wholeness, life forces, the sun's energy. Awesome sauce. So this rune stands for wholeness, that which is our nature, which is what our nature requires. It embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow. Not for, oh my gosh, what was I just saying before we were rudely interrupted? Not from ulterior motives. Don't make decisions due to ulterior motives. Don't do them for the wrong reasons. I promise you, not only due to karma, but these decisions that we're making at this time frame, they're going to be lasting for years, I've been told. So please know that I have your highest good and intention, and I want you to have a good life and good outcome. So it's saying, wow, it's saying that it embodies the impulse towards self-realization and indicates the path you must follow, not from ulterior motives, but from the core of your inner individuality. Seeking after wholeness is the spiritual warrior's quest, and yet what you are striving to become in actuality is what you are by very nature already. So for some of us out there that need to hear this, you already are all that in a bag of chips. You don't need this shit to tell you that you're big shit, that you matter, that you're something in the world. You don't need that. You already are that by your very presence and being. That's what God's saying, not me. It's saying, it's saying, they're choking me up here, so somebody needs to hear this. It says, and yet what you are striving to become is actually what you already are by nature. You must become conscious of your essence. You know, what we take advantage of a lot is the fact that we're alive and how we were made. And on the medical side, it's very intricate. I mean, you wouldn't even believe the amount of alveoli, as I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly, they're within your lungs. They're like honeycombs, if you will. So many. and they take in the air, the oxygen, and they breathe it out into the rest of your system. And they take it in and they breathe it out. You don't see that? Why? Because we have skin to cover everything. You don't see your skeleton either, but it's there. And that's what helps you to stand and walk and raise your hand. And even do this to people, or hi, or hey. Without which we couldn't do anything. Our bodies are so phenomenal. We are more than just that as well. We have a soul, and then our spirit, our personality that sits within the body. That's really us, because these are just shells that one day we're going to vacate and go into another energy. But we're taking them for granted, and right now is a beautiful time, because there's such a huge energy shift going on that we need to, due to being whole and enlightened. And if you want to be empowered, empower yourself to do the right things the right way. So it's saying a rune of great power. Okay, this is a rune of great power, making life force available to you. So you have great energy right now available to you if you want it, or you can be sad, or you could be negative. That's up to you. Marks the time for recharging and regeneration down to the cellular level. We've been talking about cells, how extraordinary. Okay? You may actually experience power surges. Sometimes that literally means you feel more energized, that you feel as if you have extraordinary energy. At other times, you get electrical shocks through your body, like if you touched an electrical socket with your hand. And it says it may be so dramatic. You know, it may be so dramatic when it comes. Although this rune has no reverse position, there's a reason for caution. You may even see fit to withdraw, to retreat in the face of a pressing situation. So thinking things through again, because we can't cancel, clear, delete. Not in real life. We don't have a doggone remote control that has a reverse. Can you come on, rewind it. I want to see that part again. No, we can't do that, unfortunately. We're not in a movie. This is real life. Okay? It says you may actually experience this, and you may even see fit to withdraw, to retreat in the face of this situation, or especially in events or people that are demanding that you spend too much time and energy now. So if somebody around you is asking too much of you, take me here, take me there, do this, do that. Hey, buddy, I want you to do this with me. Hey, buddy, sometimes we do need our space. Sometimes even work, you know, if we're tired, if we need to rest and relax, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? Also, it could mark a voyage, either a real voyage that we spoke about in these cards that I saw for some of us, and also could be inward. So again, what are we doing? We're clearing things out. We're writing down, you know, the things that are hurting or harmful. We're removing and vacuuming away the fear. We're asking Archangel Raphael and Michael to help us so that we can be whole by being empowered and being enlightened and attract what we really need and want. So this calls for centering and balancing, and timely retreat is among the skills of a spiritual warrior. Are you going to run towards danger, or are you going to hide and plan? I would retreat. If I saw like 10 people coming at me with clubs or knives or guns and I didn't have anything to protect myself, you best believe I would hide, make a plan, and then I'd go after the sons of guns afterwards. But I wouldn't just jump out at them, because I'm probably not going to make it, okay? No, I'm just saying, let's keep it real. So these are among the spiritual warrior skills, to know when it's time. At the same time, for some of us, this rune counsels opening yourself up and letting the light into a part of your life that has been shut away in secret. Shut away and shun away from the light. So some of us need some light in our heart chakra, Remember what we talked about, the green, seeing our heart chakra open up, being open and receptive. Don't be negative, because believe me, you will lose many people around this time frame if you allow yourself to be poisoned that way. And some people you may not be able to retrieve, and you might make the worst decision of your life. I'm only telling you what I see. At the same time, allow the light to come in, because it calls for a profound recognition, for admitting to yourself something that you have long denied. There's a prayer known as the Gayatri. It's Gayatri. And actually, I listen to this prayer often. It's a prayer of peace, is really what it is. And it says it embodies the spirit of Sowulu. Can't pronounce that correctly, but this is the one that we were talking about here. Okay, so that spelling, I'm probably not enunciating correctly. It's like the word sow, S-O-W, and then E-L-U, Sowulu. Address the sun in this fashion, and then say this: you who are the source of all power, whose rays illuminate the whole world, illuminate also my heart, so that it too can do great work. While reciting the Gayatri, visualize the sun's rays streaming forth into the world, entering your own heart, and then streaming out from your heart center. This is a powerful and life-enhancing prayer. Again, there's a caution here not to give yourself airs. So again, we keep on coming back to, are you trying to prove something to someone? Because really, the only people that really matter is God and yourself. God sees everything. Goddess sees everything. So if you're doing things for the right or wrong reason, they see it all. It doesn't matter. Nothing is hidden. So, again, don't give yourself airs. Even in a time of bountiful energy, you are required to face and vanquish your refusal to let the right action flow through you. Okay? Let the right action flow through you to nourish you in this capacity, for it is your true function. Practice the art of doing without doing. Aim yourself truly, and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. So here we go again with the manipulations. Doing things for the right reason. Okay? Enlightenment, again, means whatever you think it means for you. My readings, just to let you know, I understand, are powerful and forceful, because my guides have always been I call them my uncles. They're the arcs, the archangels. And to me, they raised me. Pretend like I was a wolf that was without a clan. They raised me. And so when they tell me things, they don't say it with TLC. They don't say it with sugar coating things. They tell it like it is. So my readings may not be for everyone, because when they tell me stuff, they just say it. And sometimes I curse and I don't mean to, or I say things that are really, really strong, and it's not coming from me. I even astound myself, because, hey, I don't know you guys on a personal level, but I do appreciate and love you for watching my channel. And I want the best for humanity in general. But when the arcs talk, yeah, I just let them do their thing. Because when they get upset, or when Ganesha, tells me whatever, I just listen. Because I'm just a vessel. I'm just here for the ride. For me, this is all just like watching a movie, that I'm able to allow the voice portion, the sound portion of the movie to come about, because they're really the ones that are driving this vehicle. I'm just the vessel. So nonetheless, they're saying don't give yourself airs. Nourishment for right action is what's purposeful and what's right now. Practice the art of doing without doing. Allow things to happen naturally. They will flow naturally. You don't even have to work hard. Aim yourself truly and then maintain your aim. What have we been talking about? The law of attraction. OMG, like I say, elemental P. Because we don't have to do anything but just keep a clear focus. If you keep and maintain, meditate on that purpose, it's gonna come the way you want it. But you gotta keep that aim. That's the way the law of attraction works. The universe gives us what we ask for. But when we ask for, I want this woman, I want that woman, I want this man, I want that man. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I want a little bit of that man into this man. No, buddies. It doesn't work that way. That's why we end up with relationships that are so bad. Because we ask for things that we really shouldn't be asking for. Because I promise you, be careful what you ask for, you might get it. Okay? So, the art of practice of doing without doing. Aim your true self truly and then maintain your aim without manipulative effort. Meditate on Christ's words. I can of my own self do nothing. Now, if Jesus Christ couldn't do anything without his God, his Father, how can we? So we need our God, our Goddess. We need that higher power to help us. But when our hearts get so hardened or our minds get so cluttered with fear and doubt and anger, nothing positive can occur because we're not open and receptive. We're not. So do that ritual. Burn away all that crap. You don't need it. You don't need to carry around all that crap anymore. Time for new things right now. Okay? So, for by our own power we do nothing. We cannot do anything, not even in loving. It is love that loves through us. This way of thinking and being integrates new energies and permits us to flow into wholeness, which is the ultimate realization of your personal myth and the goal of a spiritual warrior. So I'm going to go into this last one, and I'd like to mention someone who is a guru, real guru. He's a mystic of India. His name is Sadhguru. You can look him up. I'll write it in the description of this second part 2 video. And recently I was listening to him, and he was talking about love, because people were asking him about marriage and love relationships and having a significant other. And they were asking him so many questions in reference to that. And the profound answer that he gave was so different and beautiful. So in his opinion, the way he said love is expressed is we are already filled with joy. We are the ones that are filled with joy. And then we choose to share that joy with someone else. So he said we have emotions that are sweet. And when our emotions become sweet within us, we find someone whom we want to share that sweetness with. But then relationships can go bad because we choose to be negative and be in the emotion of negativity and stay closed, sometimes through fear, sometimes because of stubbornness, hard-headedness, hard-heartedness. And so the emotion is no longer there of sweetness. He said that that's what love is. And that when you are sweet and you're willing to share that sweetness with someone else, that's what love is. When you're willing to share that part of yourself that's sweet, that's what real love is. So I can love my neighbor, I can love my dog, I can love my cat, my bird. He said, but at the same time, his analogy was this: you can love a peacock because it's a beautiful bird and you like to look at it. He said, but keep it in your house overnight and it's going to shit all over your room, and see how much you will love it in the morning. He said, I promise you, you won't love that bird anymore. He said, that's what happens when the sweetness goes away from a relationship, that you decide to take that sweetness away. You decide to take that loving kindness part of you from the person that you decided to give it to begin with. And he said that's the most basic reason why relationships and marriages fail. So I just thought I'd share that with y'all before I end the reading with this last rune, because I don't want to be interrupted, and my person that's going to be wanting this reading is going to probably be calling or texting, and I don't want that to interrupt this. Laguz, L-A-G-U-Z, is our last rune for this reading. Let's see what Laguz has to tell us. See if it ties everything together. I hope so. A lot of us need to hear these things. Here we go again. Flow, water, that which conducts. So when we allow things to flow, because it's not closed, it's not cluttered, it's not clear, or should I say it is clear, it's not cluttered. We deleted all of that by burning, doing our ritual, letting things go, let it go, let it go, let it flow. Removing the fear. We not only become whole, but now things flow. So now we're empowered. Now we can attract what we want, what we really want. Now we reach the enlightened period. Why? It says that which conducts. Put it in the tween. I'm going to put it in the tween. I call it tween when it's in between. Why? Because it pertains to enlightenment and law of attraction. It says we can conduct that which we want. Unseen powers are active here. Creative and fertile powers of nature. The attributes of this rune are water. Water that flows. Fluidity, it flows. The ebb and the flow of the tides and emotions of careers and relationship. Laguz fulfills our need to immerse ourselves in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. Remember what it said? You're empowered to let it flow and it'll come. You're working too hard. You're working way too hard, and you don't even realize it's not even through your own energy that all of this is going to happen. It's through God's natural law of energy that's going to happen. So it's saying fulfills our needs to, and it's telling us to immerse ourselves in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. Sometimes we can't understand everything, okay? It's not meant to be understood. Just go through it, let it finish itself off, and then things will change, and we'll have another period, which is the world. Remember, this also represented the world card. So if it represents the world card, we all know that the world card in tarot means change. So if something wasn't going positive, guess what? Positive things are coming, okay? So it says to experience in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. It speaks to the desire for comfort and the satisfaction of emotional needs. Don't we all need our emotional needs being taken care of? But it's like I said, Sadhguru gave a good example. We first have to be sweet. How can we attract sweet? It's like that saying goes, you attract more bees with honey than with vinegar. So if you're bitter and you're closed-hearted, how can you attract that what you want? And I'm going to give you another point about the heart chakra in a minute. Emotional needs oh my gosh. It says it speaks to the desire for comfort and the satisfaction of emotional needs to the lunar side of our nature. Lunar side of the nature. I don't know if you guys can see that. Lunar. Lunar side. Lunar cycle. Amazing. For while the sun strives for differentiation, meaning differences are okay, changes are good, the moon draws us towards unity and merging. So it's kind of forcing us to face things. It's kind of forcing us to see things. This rune often signals a time for cleansing. What did I say? Cleanse yourself, vacuum away, clear, delete. Just burn that crap. It says that it's time for revaluing. What does revaluing mean? That means, how much do I value this stone? So what? It's expensive. It's lapis lazuli. But if I lost it, or somebody said, hey, I want that, and I gifted it to them, would it hurt me? No. If I lost someone because of my actions and my inability to open my heart and my head and the fear, if I lost that person for the rest of my life, would that hurt me? Would that bother me? Hell yeah. So we need to really think and reevaluate how we're valuing or devaluing the people in our lives that supposedly mean things to us, or have meant something to us, or have done things for us in the past and even ongoing. We have to realign ourselves, reorganize things. This is a rune of deep knowing. Lagus may call you to study spiritual matters in readiness for self-transformation. Success now lies in contacting your intuitive knowing and attuning to your own rhythms. You're your own master. What did we talk about? You don't need to keep up with the Joneses. The Joneses need to keep up with you, because God has you. Whether it's Shiva, Ganesha, whether it's God, Yehu, whether it is whatever you believe in. Goddess of fertility, Kalima, whomever, Odin. Okay? So it's talking right now about spiritual matters, self-transformation. Success now lies with contacting your intuitive knowing and attuning to your own rhythms. A rune of self-relating rightly to the self. So if you hate yourself, or if you hate what you're doing, but you're doing it out of fear, and you don't know how to change it, but you don't reach out, and you don't let anybody help you, and you don't listen, and you don't pray, and you don't meditate, and you don't try to make these changes, then you're self-sacrificing, self-sabotaging. You need to learn to listen to your own self, because you already have what you need inside. It says this is a rune of self-relating rightly to the self. Self-efficacy. Love yourself so that you can love others. Truly signifies what alchemists called conjuntio, or sacred marriage. In fairy tales, it is the end where the hero and the heroine live happily ever after. What a beautiful ending. What a beautiful ending. So we're going to be okay, guys. We're going to get through this lunar phase. I'll keep doing lunar things, but we'll do it more fun and spirited, to where we can find a way to get through it together. This is a hard time, period. This is a strong energy that we're going through. My awakenings are not what they normally are. I've never experienced this, and I've been on this earth for a bit now, and I can tell you that For example, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight on what's going on with me. I left my job in the middle of this pandemic. And my husband thought I was probably crazy. And most of the people around me, when they found out I gave my 2 weeks notice in the middle of this pandemic, when everybody was losing their job, they thought it was crazy. Like, she's lost it. Put her in a paddy wagon, put her, tie her up to the bed with straps. She's lost it, because people are crying and people are wanting jobs, and she's just giving her job away. But sometimes you have to allow God, Spirit, Goddess, to bring about that change. You've got to cancel. You got to cancel, man. Get rid of what's toxic in your life. Burn it away. Be brave enough to let it go. Because sometimes the reason we don't let things go is because at least we know what our fears are. At least we know what we're facing and that we don't want to face it. So when you release it, that's when you're brave. That's when you're courageous. That's when it works. Why? Because you're willing to let it go. Let it go. I had a good paying job. So what? I'm now working for less, but I'm so happy. And I get to do my videos. So I empowered myself because I got a job in less than a month. And I'm even educating myself to something that I already had credentialings for that I never used. Now, for the Feast of Resistance, as they say in France, wholeness. I love being with you guys. So this has given me more time, more opportunity to be able to do these videos. And that's worth more than all the money, all the wealth that anybody could offer me, because they were paying me well. But they were taking my life force, they were taking my energy, they were treating me like a slave, they were not appreciative. And I wasn't able to help the people that I had wanted to help. I couldn't reach out to anybody. I was working with vets. I couldn't even tell them, hey, I know Reiki. I could give you a cleansing. Let's help you with that PTSD. I couldn't do anything. So I wasn't in the right place. And not everybody's meant to be wealthy. And if you are, you don't have to do all the work. God will get you that wealth, because that's what's meant to happen. You just have to have the faith. Have the faith to be able to attract what you really want for the right reasons. And God, Goddess, will do the rest for you. I promise you. Money comes and goes. I've had money. I've lost money. I've let people take money. But guess what? It comes back again. And when you bless people, God blesses you. So it always comes back. But when you're working and striving so hard because you got to prove to others that you can have, that you can do, that you can wear that Rolex, guess what? It's poisoned, so it won't last. So I hope that you will allow yourself to attract what you need, what you want for the right reasons, and enlighten yourself. Enlighten yourself. Why do you want these things? Why do you need to have these things? Do you really need to have these things, or is it just something you want to prove? Because you don't have to prove anything to yourself or to your God. And to the people that really love you, they accept you the way you are. You should never want to be with someone because they want you for what you have. This is for men and women out there. If somebody that you attract only wants to be with you for what you can give or offer them, you better run. Because true love, you can live like kings and queens, because there's true love and emotions there, which is priceless. That doesn't mean you have to be poor. That doesn't mean you have to give up on your dreams. That just means that true love does not force someone to be a rich man. I'm going to close with this story, and it's a true story. I had a sister that was married for 20 years. And a brother of ours who had been sent away from our family because he was a drug addict, and also he was a drug dealer, came to live with my sister and her husband. My sister had a good relationship with her husband up to that time frame. But once my brother started living with them, my brother introduced drugs into the house, of course, and my sister started seeing that my brother could give her a lot of money. My brother-in-law was a commercial artist, and he had the ability to make beautiful artwork, as well as, working for the city and making signs like stop signs, etc. Well, my sister got it into her thick head that she needed more money and more money and more money and more money. Soon, not only was my brother-in-law that dripped like honey, even my children loved him and treated him like a father, started not only selling drugs, but using them. Once he started using the drugs, which was cocaine, he was no longer of any use to her. So she kicked him to the curb and divorced him. So I tell you all of this, not because I'm proud of a family tree that did this. I'm telling you all this as your friend and somebody who keeps it real, that money does not make people happy. The person has to be happy and then can do things with the money that comes. But if you get money for the wrong reasons, it'll go away for the right reasons, because God will not allow that to flourish which was gained in vain. I hope that this has been helpful to somebody, because this has been like church today, and I didn't mean for it to be, but there's a lot of clearing that needs to occur. There's a lot of people right now out there that need to hear this. This too shall pass. We're going to get through it as a family, as a YouTube family, as a planetary family, as a spiritual family. Be yourself. Let people love you for who you are and not what you have. I love you. I love you. I love you guys. This is Victoria from Victoria Violets. This is just for the eclipse season, and we'll do something a lot more lighthearted next time. But I just wanted to give you all this message, and please take the good and whatever resonates with you. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is a young channel. Please help me to hit 1,000. I'm really working hard to get there. And then by next week, I hope to have more positive news of something that is something I've wanted for a long time for the right reasons, and it might happen. And if it does, I'll share it with you guys. And if it doesn't happen, then I'll share that too, because again, things come. When things come, they come for the right reason, because we're attracting the positive things, and because God knows why they're coming. If they don't come, it was because it's not in it's not for our greater good, and it's not for the betterment of our lives. So I love you, and I will talk to you again very soon. Again, this is Victoria from Victoria Violets. Please like, share, and subscribe. Help me get to that 1,000 mark, and we'll see each other again soon. Stay safe and stay positive. Positive, 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 positive.